Hey everyone, look who's back. It's been a while. I hope everyone is doing well. Good news is the Unite videos will be coming back. And what a better time than the release of Mimikyu. Now before I talk about the one setting that greatly helped me play Mimikyu, let's talk about the items that you should be looking to run on this little gremlin. Now I've been experimenting with weakness and razor, and depending if I'm going to the central area or the top path, I will run either attack weight for stacking in lane, or I'll run Focus Band for that additional sustain, especially if I'm getting that level 5 early onwards. Now, I think with this Pokemon, you're really looking to get that level 5 as soon as you can, and then you're level 7, because the moveset I like running is Shadow Sneak and Shadow Claw. So at level 5, you unlock Shadow Claw, which is this move that can stack additional attacks depending on whether you hit Pokemons with your auto moves or not, and this can stack up to 4 times. You can imagine Shadow Claw doing immense amount of damage as you get your stacks on. You really want to stay in the fight. I think it's a Pokemon where if you can sustain yourself as an all-rounder in the fights, you are able to consistently dish out so much damage. And then the other move, obviously, Shadow Sneak. You just unlock this amazing ability to dive the back end and really take out the squishies, such as possibly this Rowlet here, once I get that level 7. Now, let's talk about the settings. So, you might already have this setting turned on. For me, I personally don't like the setting on all the Pokemon. It's the Snap to Target setting for your move. So, you can find this under Controls, and if you scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to see. Once you turn that on, all your moves, if you just like not aim it at all, just press the move button, it will auto lock to your nearby enemy basically. And for me, Shadow Sneak's in that weird period for me where I can't really aim it properly yet. I think the casting time requires a bit of practice because it's not an instantaneous thing. There's a little bit of a delay, as you will see. And so turning on that setting has really helped me target, I guess, or snap onto the targets that are a little bit closer to me so I don't miss. Because at the end of the day, Shadow Sneak has like a 7-second cooldown. If you miss, you really are missing a huge part of that gameplay that you can basically chain your Shadow Sneaks as you knock out enemies. So, as I hopefully will be able to show you here, having that setting on really helped me and able to at least hit more Shadow Sneaks, like more than usual, I would have to say. I'm still practicing it. It's not natural to me, but I think in over here you can see I get that little Dartrix there and just instantly they get taken out. It is so powerful because it stops, I guess, their front line from even, I guess, touching you at all. Because as soon as you get that Shadow Sneak on the back line, it's just like, you just TP behind. So that's something that I really enjoy about this Pokemon right now. It seems like, you know, as I've said before, whenever they release a Pokemon, a large amount of the time, it seems like the mechanics are quite different, and this is no different with Mimikyu. It feels really fresh to play a Pokemon that has moves that are like this, and that's what really keeps me in the game. And look at that, big hit on Absol, don't even have a threat. I don't need to walk over there. Look at that little sneaky dive at the back, and then Absol, you know, Decidueye, Delphox, these Pokemon that are really, you know, generally quite squishy, you're able to take out with your Shadow Claw as well. Now, the other cool thing about this Pokemon is its Unite move. So, it's actually called Play With Me, and what happens is, you can select a Pokemon on the enemy team, and you basically trap them in, I guess, under your disguise, and they're unable to participate in anything, really. And they're basically locked out for that period of time. It's like 2.8 seconds. Your teammates cannot damage this Pokemon either, but what's really useful about this move is that you're able to stop, like, let's say, Blissey from uniting, or Slowbro from uniting, or Zacian from securing, something like that. As you can see, that's what it looks like. You do get a shield, and if the shield is broken prematurely, the animation will stop as well. And look at that beautiful score to avoid the Blissey Unite there. Fantastic gameplay. And, you know, with a Comfy, obviously, it increases your sustain. And this Pokemon is all about, you know, staying in the fight as much as possible. Getting those Shadow Claw stacks. You know, using your Shadow Sneak and then resetting it once you knock out Pokemon and like that. So, we're really pushing hard here. I do want to break this pad as much as possible. Now, you can see the Decidueye is very low. But because my Shadow Sneak doesn't reach yet, I lock onto the Blissey. Teleports me to the Decidueye. Getting that triple as well. The other thing about Shadow Sneak is that if you are aiming it through walls or bushes, it actually extends your reach. So, as you probably have seen some clips already, Mimikyu can actually access the bottom pad sometimes if you're in that top bush. If you just aim your Shadow Sneak through the walls, look at how far it extends on that Pokemon. It's really quite incredible, and I guess everyone is still practicing that mechanic, but it could be very, very useful, especially at the raid fight if you're trying to take out or flank the the enemy team and you don't want to be anywhere close to them yet. You're able to hide in the bush and maybe use the extended aim to your advantage. And now, 4 minutes to go. We're gonna look to get this Regieleki. Unfortunately, we were too slow there. We have broken that top path already, so it's quite naked for them already. So there we go. I actually try to unite Zacian there, but unfortunately we'll get the Umbreon. But look at that. Just the damage output from Shadow Claw. And at Shadow Claw Plus, the upgraded move that you get at 11, it actually increases the damage you do on the last hit as well. And, oh, this is criminal. I remember this as well. The Blissey somehow gets away. And I guess the other thing you can run with this Pokemon instead of full heal is X-Speed or Eject. I think those also work very, very well. I was just running full heal because I wanted to see whether it helps staying in the fight, CC is going to be a big counter to this Pokemon, I can already tell. Because if you get CC'd, you're not going to be able to get your Shadow Sneak and Shadow Claw through all the time. Shadow Claw also depends on you using those auto attacks on enemies. So if you're not proccing those, then you're not getting those stacks on Shadow Claw at all. So that's something to watch out for. I think I will keep experimenting with the different items in terms of like the battle items you can run. But so far, I think full heal X-Speed is probably the way to go. Yet again, this Pokemon has just come out. I'm very excited. The other moves you can run with this Pokemon is also Trick Room and Play Rough. Trick Room basically creates an area where you have infinite amount of dashes and you are taking reduced damage from the enemy team outside of that box. And Play Rough is quite similar to the Play Rough on Azumarill, but you don't stun them enough, or you still take the damage when you're Play Roughing as well. So I don't know, for me Shadow Claw just seemed like the more fun moveset to play because you are able to get stacks and get that increased damage over time as well. So we're gonna try to get this Regieleki before the Rayquaza fight begins. That puts pressure on the enemy, right? So they have to choose: do we stop this Regieleki or do we come to the Ray fight? Here, I think they just went for the rip, and this was really quite lucky on our bit. I Shadow Sneak in, but I actually get the Blissey on my Unite, but somehow Absol gets it, so that's going to be the Rayquaza over. I mean, the Regieleki also goes into the home pad, so we should be able to get 2 scores in here. We're already ahead, so, even though I get knocked out there, that's the 2, that's done. We just have to defend for 1 minute and 30, so I was out for a bit, but we're back in now. Seems like the Decidueye's got it all under control, and that's gonna be it. So let's look at the damage. We've got 9 KOs, 2 assists. Obviously with a Comfy, like I said before, you're able to stay in the fight for a bit longer. But if you are able to sustain, your Shadow Claw is gonna be able to proc as many times as possible, and then you're able to get that high damage. So I think in this game we ended up with 117,000, so 35% of the team's damage. We're just on that enemy team constantly. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Try out the new setting. Let me know in the comments if it helped you out, and give this video a like. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.